That guy over there hasn't moved since we got here. Is he breathing?
Yeah, he's breathing. I just think that he's sleeping off his favorite controlled substance, that's all.
That's what I love about the station house. What could be cozier on a chilly winter afternoon?
I didn't bring you here for the ambiance, sunshine. I brought you here to see if we could get you some protection.
I don't need protection.
Detective McNamara on 3. Kaminsky didn't like McNamara either. Move. But once you get acquainted with him, you're gonna love him. Come on, get in there, you punks.
Something I could do for you two? Yeah, Brian. We'd like to talk to you if you got a minute.
Were those two guys involved with the same Kaminsky who just got busted for narcotics?
What, are you here to talk to me about Kaminsky?
No, we're not here to talk to you about Kaminsky. We're here to talk to you about Sonny, if she'll cooperate for a minute.
I hope we're not wasting your time, Brian. Hogan insists that we come down here, but the incident is really so minor.
It's not minor. It's dangerous, and the police ought to know about it. Look, somebody's been following her around, probably for weeks. I want to know what you can do.
Well, I knew you'd be asking us to bail you out sooner or later, Miss Adamson. I just didn't think it would be this soon.
Rick? Oh, you have a copy.
I'm good.
Okay. Stephanie, I gave it to him a little while ago, but I think he's still counting on having a teleprompter. Were you able to locate one?
Yes, I was. From the news department. They need it back in 2 hours. In fact, they need the whole studio back in 2 hours. Rick, please tell Frank not to go crazy with resetting the lights. We have to do the news, you know.
No problem. Nothing major.
What we need is another studio.
Why, Liza, how nice. Do you think we can solve one problem at a time? I'd like to do this with as little disruption as possible. And do try to remember we're doing a public service announcement and not Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, I think that section's fine, but would you try that one?
Yeah, I got you. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And more than half are physically abused. Most are not reported missing by their parents. Of the 47% of runaways who are girls, sexual activity has been cited as a major reason for their helplessness and confusion. There is a high incidence of pregnant young women who feel they can't stay at home and can't talk to anyone about their problems.
Very good. Just go to the last paragraph then and the toll-free numbers.
Okay, it sounds simple enough.
Fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll leave you in peace.
Oh, hi, Stephanie.
Be right back. Hi, darling. Well, are we about to get underway?
Yeah, just as soon as the lights are ready.
Honey, I'm so glad to see you.
For weeks, son?
Well, I don't know if I've actually been followed for weeks, but somebody has been trying to make contact with me in various ways for quite a while now.
They started by sending her flowers to the office.
Well, to the Herald or Channel 6?
The Herald.
Anybody new come to work down there lately?
Oh, just him.
She thought that I was a culprit for a while.
Sure you're not, Hoagie?
Come on, Marion, get serious. We're not just talking about flowers here. We're talking about other presents, phone calls. Now this jerk is actually following her around. Man, it's dangerous.
You say phone calls, a male voice, son?
It was a whisper, but yes, it was definitely male. But there was only one call, and that came New Year's Eve.
Oh, a holiday well-wisher. Well, I think that's sweet.
Well, I don't know if it's sweet, Lieutenant, but I think it's harmless. The guy hasn't tried anything threatening.
Don't you think that it's threatening that this guy has been following her around? Don't you think it's just a little bit weird that it's lasted so long?
I don't understand why you're coming to us. What do you think we can do? Flowers and presents? They don't qualify as harassment, McCleary.
Yesterday she went to a boutique. She tried on a sweater. The next thing she knows, it shows up at her home. The exact same sweater. Don't tell me it's coincidence.
So some guy's got a crush on a pretty TV reporter. It happens all the time. Look, this is not the Boston Strangler, McCleary. This is puppy love.
Sorry, I don't see it that way.
For once, Detective Bowman and I agree. I think you're reading too much into this.
Well, if it was some weirdo, though, I wouldn't be in the least surprised. Not with the guys you've been hanging around with lately. In fact, I think you're lucky not to be getting packages that go tick, tick, tick. Now, get out of here.
That's it? You're not going to listen to the rest of this?
Without the proof of a threat, there's really not much we can do.
Come on, McCleary. These people have work to do.
Sonny, listen, obviously, anything else happens, you let us know. And it might pay to be extra careful. Might want to change the locks on your doors, stuff like that.
I'll see that she does.
I will.
What was it you were saying about letting us get back to work?
Don't sing it. Don't you dare sing it.
I told you so.
Well, the reason that's double billed is because, check here. They didn't bill us last month. See, it was a computer error.
It's a shame the computer can't make that mistake a little more often.
Ringo, we're busy in here.
I'm sorry.
If you had knocked, I could have told you that.
I'm sorry, but I think this is important.
Well, I think we finished our business from now on. I'll see you later on.
Okay, Martin. Don't ever do that again.
I didn't know he was in here. Look, I want to get things straightened out between us. First of all, I'm sorry that I punched you. But you got me to the point where I was out of control. I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, I know. Just like what happened when you met our stool pigeon friend, huh? You didn't know what you were doing.
I swear to you, I had nothing to do with wasting that guy. I wasn't even near where it happened.
All right. I don't want to hear it. Just get out of my sight. Go somewhere and stay there, because if anybody comes looking for you, I want to say I haven't seen you in a long, long time. What do you mean? I said get lost, Ringo. You're the most beautiful sight I've seen all day.
I came here to give you something, then I have to go.
Don't go, honey. Just stay. Sit down and talk to me.
No, Warren, I really can't stay. I just wanted you to have this, that's all.
Telling Stephanie, we really should consider building more studio space. That way we could do our public service programming right.
That would be great. The more we can get people involved and let them know where they can volunteer, the better off we are.
That's right. So you can quit ganging up on me. Just raise the money, we'll build a studio space. Excuse me. I want to say something to Joe. Joe, is there something I could get you? I saw you disappear.
Oh, what is that girl doing here?
Who?
I think you know who I mean. The new waitress from Warren's Club.
Oh, that's Candy or Mandy or whatever her name is. Well, I met her over at the club and she wanted to tour the studio. I think she wants to get into television. Who doesn't?
Stephanie, why did you give her the high sign when Susie walked in? Is there some reason you don't want Susie to know she's here?
I don't know what you're talking about, Joe.
Oh, I think you do. And I thought we agreed not to interfere where Warren and Susie are concerned.
We haven't agreed on anything. And you certainly do not dictate what I do. Rick, are we ready for rehearsal?
Yeah, anytime you are, Mrs. White.
All right, let's get going. Okay, everybody go.
Stephanie, I'm so glad you're doing this. It's something I've wanted for a long time.
Oh, honey, anything to make you happy.
Thank you.
What are you doing here?
I'm waiting for Hogan McCleary.
He's inviting you to the office now?
I am a bit early, but Miss McCarthy, is that her name, invited me to wait for him in here. If I'm in the way,
You are in the way. You are very much in the way. Look, I have a lot of work to do today. And I don't know how McCleary expected me to accomplish it while he was conducting one of his secret meetings.
I'm sorry. Should I wait outside now?
Yes.
Yes, I think you should. And when Hogan comes back, I'll tell him I told you never to come back here again. What do you mean by inviting your contact to meet you here? Let me ask you something. What was I supposed to do? Go down for coffee while you play secret agent? McCleary, you and I share an office. And as long as that is the case, I consider my half of it private. I will not have you littering it with strays that you happen to pick up on the street. So if you insist on doing this sort of thing, you can do it somewhere else and on your own time.
Sunshine, I'd like you to meet Kate McCleary, my mother.
Break it up. Where do you think you are, home? You wait over there. Behave yourself. We're not going for the Golden Gloves here. You know, you were doing a lot better off with your eyes closed. Go back to Never Never Land. Hey, Dillman, is somebody coming to get these animals or what? They're turning this place into a zoo.
Okay, let's go. Hey, don't everybody jump up at once, huh? What are you waiting for? Personal invitation? Let's go.
Ease.
Let's go. Hey, what about Tweedledum and Tweedledee
No,
over
those two beauties can stay for a minute. Martin, how you doing? 8th Precinct, Detective Emerson. No, ma'am, you want Kennedy in operations. If you hold on, I'll switch you over. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, Kennedy? 3137. Pick it up, will you? Yeah, thanks. Hey, Dillman, you gotta man these phones. I've been on these things for an hour.
Where's Homer?
He's down at B&E.
Okay, but I gotta leave at 5.
Yeah, all right, no sweat. What brings you down here today?
He's a bad judgment. You seem to have your hands full around here.
Oh, no worse than usual.
Well, I won't take too much of your time. I just wanted to tell you that I'm working on something that you might be interested in.
Oh, come on in here. Bowman's office is in. What's on your mind?
Brian, I am out to expose Warren Carter. Any way I can. I figure he's been littering up the streets of this town long enough. It's time people saw him for what he really was. Especially Susie. Tired of that girl wasting herself on trash.
Yeah, I'm afraid she's not the only one.
Yeah, he's made your sister's life pretty miserable, too.
Yeah, he has. I didn't know you knew about that.
Well, I knew you had more than enough reasons to despise the man. Professional as well as personal.
Ever since he came to this town, he's been involved in one dirty deal after the next. Now, I thought I was going to be able to prove that when Tom and I were working undercover at the club. But as usual, we came up with nothing.
Yeah, I know. That's because you and Tom had to do everything on the up and up, perfectly legal. I, on the other hand, Brian, can do a lot of things that you couldn't begin to do as a law enforcement officer. It'd be considered entrapment. Now, I don't want to go into any specifics here, but I think you get the general idea.
If you've got a plan and you think you can get Carter with it, go right ahead. More power to you.
Good. Now, like I said, I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize your position here at the department. I just want you to keep on digging on your end. I mean, come up with all the good, hard legal evidence you can. I wouldn't like anything better than to be able to hit Warren from every angle. The more we can get on him, the better.
I couldn't agree with you more.
That's all I wanted to know. We'll keep in close touch.
Okay.
Please take it.
I will if you promise me something.
What?
That we can be together again.
No, Warren. You know how I feel about that.
I know you're here. That's all I know, Wendy. And that means a lot more than you're willing to admit.
I just wanted you to have this. A memory of the good times. Please don't read too much into it.
Then why didn't you just send it through the mail?
I didn't think we had to be that cold, Warren. Look, just because it's over doesn't mean that we have to avoid each other. We're adults.
Then why do I feel like a kid, standing here? My knees are weak. Wendy, you walk in the door and I lose complete control. Everything goes. I'm helpless. But I love that.
Warren, don't.
Wendy, I touch you. I can stand here right now and just look at you, and I can feel your hands all over me. You can feel it too. Wendy, it is so good with us. It's never been like that with anybody else. Wendy, you know that.
that.
Oh, but it's what you want.
Warren, please, don't tell me what I want. What I want is to finally act like a grown-up for once. To get myself to a point where I don't hurt all the time.
I didn't mean to hurt you. I never wanted to hurt you. Wendy, Wendy, I love you.
We tried, Warren, too many times. Can't we learn something from that?
Oh, yeah. I've learned that I've never needed you more in my life than I do right now.
Warren, take it. Please don't call me. You're trying to see me.
I hope you know I don't usually conduct my business in here.
I don't mind if you don't.
So, how do you like my television station?
Oh, I think I'd be very happy here.
Do we have a deal?
We have a deal.
What about the other work I thought you might be interested in?
The sooner the better, I take it.
The sooner is always better.
How about Friday morning? I've already done the groundwork. Warren Carter's not exactly the toughest guy in the world to persuade when it comes to the pleasures of the flesh.
Friday morning? What time?
I'll get to his apartment a little before 11. If whoever you're inviting gets there at 11, I promise they'll have something to see.
Within reason, of course.
That's what you said, right? Harmless, but incriminating.
Lovely. Well, what is it?
Oh, we're ready to start, Mrs. Wyatt.
Thank you, Rick. I'll be right there. Shall we shake on it? To Friday, Warren Carter's last stand.
Why is there never a hole to crawl into when you really need one?
How do you do, Miss Adamson? I've heard so much about you.
But I'm sure it was nothing compared to actually meeting me. I mean, who else would bite your head off and make a complete fool of herself with no provocation whatsoever?
Don't be silly. I can see that there was some kind of misunderstanding.
Oh, yes, there was definitely a misunderstanding. I thought that you and
Sonny
Hogan...
thought that you were an informant, Mom. She thought that I was paying you for some hot scoop on the underworld.
Well, I jumped to every stupid conclusion you can possibly think of.
That envelope was grocery money. We were laid off at the factory, well, some of us, and I had to ask Hogan for a little to tide me over. I have applied to 3 other places today already, and there's not a thing.
No, something will turn up.
Well, I'm sure it will.
What factory was it where you were working?
My mom is totally responsible for all of the viewers in Henderson being able to watch you live and in color on Channel 6 every night, right, Mom?
Sure, I'm responsible. Now, next you'll tell her I'm the president of the company.
Well, that's what you told me.
I worked on the assembly line at Walters, putting TVs together.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm very sorry that you were laid off.
Well, it's not the first time. But I am getting too old for all this job hunting. It's terrible on the feed.
The day that you're too old for anything is the day that I pack it in. Dare anybody to keep up with her.
Well, I'll go to one more place this afternoon, and then I am calling it a day. Will you be home for dinner?
Better than that, I'll be your chauffeur for the rest of the day. That's worth the dinner, isn't it?
Oh, you sure I'm not taking you from anything important? Miss Adamson said there was so much work to do.
Oh, no. I meant me. I was talking about myself. No, you two go on. I'll hold down the fort, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Huh.
Okay. I hope you'll forgive my unbelievable rudeness.
Nonsense. It's forgotten. I have admired you on your newscasts. But you're even prettier in person. I think that Hogan is very lucky to be sharing an office with you.
Don't give her a swelled head, Mom. She'll be more impossible to work with than she is already.
Oh.
Goodbye now.
Oh, and come back anytime.
Now, listen, if you get out of here late tonight, just be careful going home.
Haven't you worried about me enough for one day? Sonny Adamson.
Hoped you like the sweater. Lovely lady. Can't wait to see it on you again.
Think we'll ever find the answers.
Sure we will.
Hey, McCleary, can I tell you something?
Anything you want.
You're making me feel a whole lot better.